Hello, YouTube. Hopefully you can see me again. This is part two. We're picking this up. I don't know what happened. Thanks to Pal who gave me the $5 super chat. I went to scroll and then I lost the screen. So we're back. I covered the majority of our live show that I wanted to cover, but I really wanted to, and I'm sorry, I've lost all your live chat questions. But I want to really go over any questions you guys have about vitamin D levels, because this is really critical. I mean, just overall for your health and wellness, hormone health, your immune health, your digestive health, your cholesterol levels, your heart health. Vitamin D is a critical hormone that is needed by every cell of your body. And I think that's where, when I cut off, I was talking about how, how vitamin D can really bolster and fortify every aspect of your cellular health. It's an anti-aging, a cellular kind of enhancer. It's very, very powerful. So I just want to add, so now YouTube in the description box below, I just reloaded all the links and things like that. So, you can grab this particular periodical. This is research, came out of Nutrients 2020, April 2nd edition. And so it gives you the details. But this, really specifically hones in on, how do we reduce the risk of this virus growing within our body? How do we reduce it growing within society? And, how do we minimize just the state of the respiratory health impact? Because we do know a lot of people, the kind of conventional way that we are managing this virus in the hospital world is they're putting people on ventilators and giving them breathing treatments, because it really takes it hits the lungs and the respiratory system hard. Okay, so Shelly Bremer asks, should vitamin D3 be given to children, also include complementary K2 flex oil? Absolutely. So ever since Gabriel was, early on, probably month one, maybe 2 weeks in, we started dosing him with vitamin D. We definitely have had his measures tested. So it's very critical that you do bolster and support your children's vitamin D levels. Obviously, the most important aspect is to test. That's how we get quantitative data. Then based on that, this free download, and DM me for any of you Instagrammers that want this, I can give it to you. But I have a download, a specific download that details where, like, based on your tests, and we run hundreds of these tests on a monthly basis. Based on your vitamin D levels, how much do you need? How much supplementation? Because, and then I also list out, like, if you have, oh man, I can tell you, I have ladies who are in the single digits of vitamin D, and optimal is anywhere from 85 to 110 units, in the testing mechanism. So, 1,000, MCG or 1,000 IUs just won't touch that, but 5,000, 10,000 does. So I list out all the symptoms, and really from like 50, 55, and that's your number that, when you test your vitamin D, and below, and kind of the 10, 10 increments of 10. And so, if you're in the 50s to 60, these are symptoms you're going to experience. If you're, 40 to 50, you have that and these, and then it just keeps going. And it crosses all categories. We have neurological imbalances, depression, we have skin related stuff, we have hormone imbalances, we have infertility, we have cysts and breast tissue, we have uterine issues, prostate challenges. It is comprehensive. And, premature aging, gray hair, wrinkles, folks that have interstitial cystitis. There's a lot of symptoms that we can bring back to assess and kind of minimize the degree of symptoms you experience. So testing is number one. Once you get tested, then we put you on a dose. And usually the dose is about 3 to 6 months, depending on the degree of deficiency. And it is very slow. So Latina says, I just got my vitamin D levels back. I was so low. I was at 22. Oh, that's like basement level. How much do you take for vitamin D? I have a dosing guide. I will tell you, I waited until after I had Gabriel. Like, we did my D test while I had Gabriel. The other thing is, depending on age, health conditions, there's sometimes greater requirement. So like pregnant women need more vitamin D, and then nursing moms really need a whole lot more. For mothers, that's how we were passing our vitamin D level, through breast milk. And so I really increased my levels, and I was trying the hardest to make sure that I was optimized. But, mothers get depleted a lot. Babies you really take a lot of energy. They take all your nutrients. So you have to really fortify yourself. And so, I had really good vitamin D levels. Thanks, Big Dog. Big thumbs up to all of you. Totally helps me. So I took a lot. But even still, after I finished breastfeeding, I did my D test. And I was like 33. And for me, 33 is like, I'm dragging. And, I'm in the 78, 82 range and maintaining. There are different times in life that I need more. I just kind of know my routine. I always test. But that's really big. So Pao says, I was able to increase vitamin D in 3 months, 20 to 80. Yeah. So Kay, there are certain synthesizing, enhancing D. And so I posted all the ones that we sell. Again, these are going to be found only in my online full script store. We have 2 locations. We ship out every day. I'm switching things a little bit. I'm not going to be posting a lot of Amazon links because Amazon slashed their affiliate fees by 75%. And my online store also is the high professional grade, the really good combinations, clean products. We have a vegan, vegetarian D that is really hard for a lot of people to find, because a lot of times you're going to find the vitamin D coming from a cod liver oil, and that extract vegans, vegetarians don't want because of their lifestyle, but they also need. Generally, vitamin D would not make you constipated, although if you're taking a poor quality D and there are fillers, it's possible that the fillers, there can be gluten in the fillers, so that can cause digestive grief. So just be really cognizant of what you're taking. Okay, so yeah, Roger, it depends on each person, but 85 to 110 is where I like to see. And everybody's biochemistry is different. So I don't like to go with general research that lumps men and women in different age groups. I like to go individual, because you'll find what your sweet spot is. You're going to be sleeping better. You're going to be feeling more energized. Your immune system. When's the last time that you've had a cold, or, caught the flu, or, in this situation, been potentially exposed? It is very, very powerful at keeping you healthy, and also balancing your hormones. The other thing that I want to make a note is that so depending on your genetic history and depending on your ethnicity, there are some groups of individuals, particularly, this is kind of the irony of it, the individuals with darker skin, so higher levels of skin melanin, or melanin, they will have lower D levels. So again, that harkens back to the whole idea that you get your vitamin D from the sun. That's just not the best approach. And again, if somebody's at 22, they'd have to sit outside, they'd bake and get cancer and still not get enough. So it goes back to, where do you live? We know across the world, the Mason-Dixon line and above, they tend to have lower D levels. And there's a multitude of reasons, partly, change in season, accessibility to vitamin D rich foods, lifestyle, stress, all of those factors. But then also, folks with Latin backgrounds, so Latinos and Latinas are African American, Black Americans, they tend to have lower. We also see there's been studies where folks in the Middle East, particularly women, have lower vitamin D levels. And so there is also a genetic aspect where, for whatever reason, we know that those particular ethnic groups need additional supplementation. So, and then we talk about like the layers, and I got some flack for how I said it. I apologize. I don't ever want to offend anybody with how I describe ethnic groups or backgrounds of individuals of color. But at the end of the day, we know here in America that there are higher levels of morbidity, mortality, and infection rates right now in communities, Black communities, communities of color, and individuals that have, any type of Latin American, Hispanic background. And, that data has been released by the CDC. I'm not stating anything new. I highlighted this, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it's somewhere in here. I have all my info. I don't remember. It's over here. But that is something that I really want to highlight because it becomes really, really critical that we also assess if we have anybody in our lives that we love, we want to keep them safe, and their coworkers, their family members, and they fall into this category where ethnicity plays a role in deficiency. And we already know that here in the States, those categories of people are more susceptible to hospitalization and needing ventilation. Forward on this video, tag them in the video, email them, specifically because they need more vitamin D. D will be very effective at fortifying their immune system. And also those 2 proteins I mentioned before in this research, the 2 proteins that D helps synthesize minimizes viral replication. It's like it's a barrier, creates a barrier. Okay. Cool dessert 30. Thank you for the $5 super chat. She says, I'm a recent graduate student in health promotion and truly love your content. Thank you. I've struggled with vitamin D deficiency for years due to PCOS. Yes. So one of the things that is, and this again, we have our ethnicity and our cultural backgrounds, our DNA, just through evolution, whatnot. We have those categories of folks who already know are deficient. Then there are the health categories, the underlying health conditions, hormonal imbalances. PCOS is a really very unique hormone imbalance. It's actually an inflammatory disease. So, and I have a PCOS protocol. So it's a digital download that you can grab. My family background, we have this in our DNA, and I experienced this to some smaller degree than my sister did. But so I know this, I can speak from personal experience, clinical experience as well, because I work with PCOSers all the time, sisters, CUISTERS. And I'm a part of those social groups on Instagram and Facebook. D deficiency is a huge factor with PCOS. So, and I usually show people, I have it upstairs in my office. I have some of my stuff that I brought from the clinic. But usually I show people, there's a 1-page sheet that I show people when we're talking about hormones. And it kind of talks about all of the hormone precursory building blocks, the building blocks. What do you need in your body that kind of then builds on additional hormones? And estrogen and progesterone will be on the lower end, but up here, the main building blocks, the kind of foundational hormones, vitamin D is a big one. So if you have a vitamin D deficiency, the likelihood of you having progesterone deficiency and estrogen dominance is high because D is needed in synthesizing all of those, but particularly it's needed for lowering inflammation, systemic inflammation. So the cytokines that can kick off and be a factor within the ovarian space, the ovary itself can be inflamed, that tissue can be inflamed. D can be helpful in that. And it's something where, a PCOSer might need to be at 105,000 or not 105,000, 100, when you do your test, you might need to be at 105 for you to be optimized, maybe even a little higher, maybe a little lower, depending on your body. But the big key is analyzing the symptoms as well, because again, everybody's body articulates it differently. And because the synthesis is in the liver, is a big hormone root. So in Chinese medicine, the liver is the heart of hormone balance. part of that is because the liver is our synthesizer of vitamin D. So if we have liver toxicity, estrogen abundance, we have cortisol. Cortisol is a huge factor. Stress limits desynthesis. So cortisol ends up getting stored in the liver. I have hundreds of women on a quarterly basis that I work with that have fatty liver. They have sclerosis of the liver, not from drinking, not from, drinking red wine or eating chocolate or whatever. It's stress. Cortisol actually creates cellular changes in our liver, and thereby we're not able to synthesize vitamin D properly. So there's a lot behind that. So here's what I would recommend. Cool Dessert 30. I would definitely, for any of you who falls into the liver category, and one of the ways to analyze it, if you feel angry and hot flashes are a good like liver indicator. On labs, you have, bizarre higher level triglyceride levels, maybe higher, still normal range, but on the higher side, ALT, AST, the liver enzymes. That might be a category where you go, okay, I need to do some liver cleansing. And an easy way, I usually have it on my desk, drink dandelion tea. And I'm upstairs. I've got a little greenhouse going on in my second office upstairs. At some point, I'm going to get set up and be able to give you better live shows once I get my act together with the technology. But right now I have a little greenhouse kicking, and I have all my herbs, and I have dandelion. We're growing dandelion because I want to make my own dandelion tea. And I think that's very helpful. So what I would say is dandelion tea, 2 to 3 cups a day. Employ that, some milk thistle drops to the dandelion tea, very good for the liver. And then for sure, test your vitamin D if you haven't. Most of the time, fortunately, doctors don't do vitamin D testing. So you either have to ask for it. If you go into your OBGYN and just say, I want to know my D. I read something, said, and they'll go, okay. And oh yeah, it's good to do. They don't even do that for pregnancy. Like I had to ask every time we did it. So if you want tests, I have them here. I have a ton of blood spot tests. And literally it's a little finger prick. You get your little test. It's a little testing paper. So it's like a, diabetes stick, and you ship it off. Super easy. Goes to the lab, and usually, the lab's running really slow. I will say usually 5 to 7 business days, but they're on a skeleton crew because they're up in Oregon. But we are testing. So that would be something. And you're totally welcome. Futuristic, thank you. Tell $8 super chat. Thank you. Yay. I love the little emoji. Super cute. So a good doctor tested my D. That is very good. D is critical. And it should be a part of the CD, the CBC panel. Unfortunately, it's not. It's just the mindset. We have a different mindset when it comes to conventional medicine. Functional medicine, that's one of our first things that we test. So there it is for you guys, gentlemen and ladies, all of you. Children, infants need it. Adults need vitamin D. Test number 1. 2, download my free guide. DM me on Instagram. We're at about a minute and 40 seconds. It's available down below. Free protocol, or not free protocol, but free dosing recommendation based on your level. So obviously get your levels. You can take liposomal. There are vegan, vegetarian options I've listed. These are all in full script, and they're all 10% off. So full script across the board. You don't need a coupon code. You're in. You automatically at checkout get 10% off everything that you buy. So if you are, a traditional supplement vendor, actually, they just called me Full Script. How funny. Her ears must be ringing. So, 10% off everything in the store, and you can even get D for your infants. You can get chewable, super powerful. So that is what I recommend. I have dandelion drops. Yeah, dandelion, liquid herbals, milk thistle. Those are my 2 favorite. Dandelion tea. Because I love tea so much, tea also gives us a major punch. So 1 tea bag is 1,500 milligrams of dandelion. You can't find that in a capsule form, and even liquid, you wouldn't get that. Oh, Pal says it's super fast shipment. Totally. It is usually, if it's in stock, it's going to go out. Like today, we're going to get orders out. So usually 2 days. And I have a ton of stuff I'm ordering today. So I want to show you guys some more stuff that we have in our store. All right, so that's our show today. Instagram's wrapping up. DM me Instagram if you want the link for the free vitamin D testing guide. I will post that. I got a little bit rejuvenated yesterday. We had rain and we did couch day, and Brian and I started Game of Thrones from season 1. That's a crazy idea. So I'm excited. I've got a lot of work to do, and I'm working on the hormone webinar. So stay tuned. I should hopefully post that by Wednesday, where you can get in. I'll have the date, the specifics on all of that. So, and I saw somebody. Oh, I give it to John. You give it to your chickens. How do you give D to your chickens? Do you drop it in the food? Gosh, I wish I could have chickens. We have the land size here, but we're in an HOA. I hate HOAs. We get dinged on everything. If our garbage cans aren't pulled in, we have a huge mulch pile. I'm sure we're going to get dinged on that. And meanwhile, we have neighbors shooting BB guns in their backyard. That probably won't get dinged, but whatever, to the HOAs. Ghana, Fanny. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, D is very good. You're one of my subscribers. Love your videos. Oh, thank you. Oh, dandelion. Oh yeah, dandelion. Oh, that is fantastic. And then, if they're eating and see, that is the one thing, when we get really good enriched plant-based, like herbal-based food sources, like cattle that's free range, really, truly grass-fed, they're eating red clover and dandelion. That's healthy, and we consume that, but we don't get that, in a feedlot when they're eating corn or soy. So do you guys like my little shirt? I'm channeling Carol Baskin. Oh gosh, so crazy. I know her too. From Tampa, I actually went to, they used to have a big cat ball. Yeah, so very interesting. When you say D, is it D3, D2, which D? D3. So D3 is the version I recommend. Let's see. Thanks, Futuristic. Roger, ridiculous. Okay, so nice shirt. Oh, thank you. Let's see. Thank you, Futuristic, for the super chat. Pow as well. Hey, Lois, a garden vlog. Yes. So the garden, it rained all day yesterday, but Brian, poor guy, he tweaked his hip. So I had to employ all my resources on him. And thankfully, gosh, I'm so grateful we have that massage chair. And then Gabriel was like, his hamster, the big hamster that we got him. I'll have to post that one. I'll post the hamster one to my feed today. So cute. He's like, my hamster hurt his back, mommy. So we had to put the hamster in the massage chair. I think that's on my Instagram story feed. But yeah, the garden is kicking. I've gone back to, I have books about gardening, and I did a lot when I was pregnant in the house that we bought. Actually, we celebrated our 5-year anniversary of owning that house in Florida. But Brian built me a really nice garden then. And then this one is it's going to be amazing. And I'm really excited. Many of you know Jeff, and I just love Jeff. Jeff was one of my, sometimes you work with people that just really capture your heart. So this is Jeff. He was one of my patients. He had ALS, diagnosed at the age of 28. Lived 10 years with it, and his family, they're like my family. I love his sister, his mom, they were all both invited to our wedding, and will be, in the postponement date. But Jeff's flower, he had a charity, it was called Sunflowers for Jeffy. So I've been trying to grow sunflowers, and I've decided I'm doing a different approach. I'm doing the greenhouse style, seed and the peat and everything. Well, I have, I think, 8 or 9 different sunflowers that are popping. So this year I will actually be able to have a tribute memorial garden for Jeff. And I'm so excited. And I've had to buy the sunflowers. But when I have planted them, there's this beautiful yellow and black bird that shows up. He never eats at my feeders, but he comes and eats the sunflowers, and he's gorgeous. And I can't wait, because along the fence, I'm going to have all my pollinators, my sunflowers. So I have 4 or 5 different types of sunflower seeds. 2 are the ones we planted that are blooming or that are coming up. Oh, Lois, you got Gabriel's letter. Oh, and we actually got, and I'll share it tomorrow. We got another letter, puzzle, really fun puzzle from one of our viewers in California. So I will, we have a special card that we're going to send out. So, yeah, so this blouse, this is one of my Nordstrom's. I love Nordstrom's. It's the only store I can buy stuff and know the size is on point, will always fit. And yeah, so I got roped into their sales. You know, if you're into retail or need clothing, there are a lot of retailers offering really, really good deals. And then I've agreed with Brian, everything that comes in has to go out. So I'm selling stuff on eBay and Poshmark to minimize the quantity and get stuff out. Okay, so Jenny, that is why I'm wondering if vitamin K is important to take with vitamin D3. Yes, it is. So vitamin K is very powerful in the synthesis and the absorption. So, but there's not all Ks are created equally. It's K2. That is the one that you want to be looking for. And a lot of the combinations that I have linked down below will actually deliver the right combo. And so it's this kind of ratio you want to get. You know, I have some other videos about like, what does K2 deficiency look like? And surprisingly, I was looking at my catalog as I was doing my pre-video editing for this video. I've never posted a video about vitamin D itself. It's always been factored into like hormone or digestive gut or whatnot. So that I'm hoping this also gets a lot of legs in the YouTube world. The Easter egg really made me happy. And so Lois, he wrote your name out. That's all him. So Gabriel, this morning we lost the mini iPad. We had a total meltdown. So happy Monday to homeschool parents across the US and world. It's so fun. So he wants to go outside. So hopefully today, oh, Diet DP Gal, my honeybees arrive tomorrow. So do you have a hive? I've been looking at, I told Brian for Mother's Day, I want the Flow hive. And, but we are kind of getting a little nervous about it because it's a lot of work. It would be like having 10,000 pets. And so I'm curious, that might be an offline discussion I need to have with you because I really want major pollinators. Our bees, we have a few little honeybees so far in the front. We have a lot of the bigger bumblebees, but I've been definitely thinking about that. Put a stake, oh, for the sunflowers. That's great. You need them strong, long stake. Okay, that's good to know. And I also figure I'd kind of angle them so they could attach to the fence too. Sunflower seed, sunflower field. I love it. Is sea moss a good source for vitamin D? Sea moss is definitely a good multi-mineral, multivitamin source. It's not one that you're going to find they're extracting D from, but you will get it in there. Traditional hive. Yes, totally. I want to chat bees. So I'm going to send you, I'm going to post my email, you guys here. Because yeah, we could buy, Brian looked at it, we can get a queen. It's like $200 or $300. She'd come in from Savannah, Georgia. So she'd be a Southern belle. And I don't know why that makes me laugh, but I do want a hive. But then it said you have to clear with everybody that lives around you, make sure there's no allergies. Because we have like 3/4 of an acre in our backyard. I mean, there are all these things. I was like, you have to have space, and there'd be hedges we'd have to put up. So a lot more involved than I had in my head. But I really want the honey. And I like that idea of having our pollinators control that process. Okay, so let's see. Oh, I love all the emojis. All right, so you guys, thank you for joining. I'm so sorry. I don't know about the glitch earlier. That is so weird. But please give me a thumbs up on this video. These get slowly processed. So if you could do me a favor, go back on the first video and comment. That'll be the video that I'm going to really kind of push through with YouTube. And then also, do check this out. It's a thorough long read, and they just posted. There was communication, a little synopsis yesterday about this, but they posted this early this morning. This is a good guideline for us, and I'm hoping that the authorities and people in power really take heed to all aspects. It is way more comprehensive than this load of BS. So, so thanks, friends, for tuning in. Grab your vitamin D. Check out the links below. Do download the free vitamin D dosing guide that I've created. Happy birthday, Pat. Yay. So thanks, everybody. Pat, thank you again for moderating. I'm so grateful. And let's give Pat a thumbs up, big clap. And I'm assuming it's your birthday. So I apologize. I missed it. What does it mean on full script when a product is restricted? It usually means that I tend to have to click something on the inside. And so there's certain brands they need, like sometimes if they add a new brand or a new line, it's this protocol that I have to certify I am licensed and all that good stuff. So Kim, if you want to email me, I've got my email listed down below. Email me what product it is. For the most part, the team for me at FullScript takes care of that, but it's just been insane. And she actually just called. So I've got a call with her next to go over where they're at with availability, shipping on a lot of the stuff that the immune stuff has really been delayed. But usually I get a report 2 times a week and I get the quantity that's in stock so that I can recommend items that you can actually get delivered. Okay. All right, friends, thanks for tuning in. I'm so sorry for that weird glitch. YouTube, it's just bandwidth is really slow. Internet's really slow for a lot of people, but this is definitely a YouTube glitch. So thanks for tuning in. Join me tomorrow. Go vote on a poll. Check out our community tab. I just asked kind of broad base, what topics do you want me to cover this week? So check that out and I'll see you guys tomorrow. And happy birthday, Pat. Yay. Thank you. Thank you. Have a good day, everybody. Happy Monday.